Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We are live for Doncaster Rovers FC live tonight. So the news came in today. Graham Younger is gone. He has left the club. Or what's basically going around is that he's basically left or he's been sacked from the club. We don't know how it's happened yet. We don't know if he has been sacked or he has left off his own accord. Seems like Coppinger's wielding the axe already. It seems like he's making the big changes in the backroom staff, and he's sort of restructuring that whole sort of department. So Graham Younger's gone. Process is underway to appoint a brand new head, and this is all part of a reorganisation of the recruitment structure. So we're going to go through the club statement, go through some of the names that I think could be good options to go for, and also share my thoughts. Also, the StreamYard link is pinned at the top of the chat, so you guys can call in and have your say. Also, guys, if you look at the $sign in the chat section of the stream, you can donate your questions. That's a new feature on the show. So if you do want to have your comment read out, but you do want to donate, then please do hit the $sign, and you can do a super chat, and you can donate while you ask your question. Got some nice features there. And of course, like I said, StreamYard links in the chat, and it's also in the description of the video as well. You guys can call in and have your say. Charlton fan 2005, hello. What position did he have in? I'm guessing that means the club. In terms of his position, he was the talent identification head. So before him, we had Adam Henschel. And Adam Henschel basically, he's gone to Aston Villa now. He was the sort of recruit. It was the head of recruitment kind of thing, like a chief scout kind of role, like head of recruitment. So Adam Henschel was there for a good couple of years, good 2-3 years at least. He's gone to Aston Villa now. We brought in Graham Younger at the start of the season, and he's only taken a year and he's gone. Now, when you see the stats since Graham Younger's been here, 22 players in 12 months, and no real impacts from most of them. It says to you the reasons why he's probably left or been sacked. One of the two. He's either left or been sacked. But either way, the reason why he's left, you could probably see it. 22 players in a year, and barely any of them have worked. Some of them have worked to an extent, but none of them have had the 100% effect. So yeah, that's my feeling anyway from this. I feel like that's what we're taking from this. For me, it's a case of we move on, we bring in the right person to replace him, and we see what happens. How do I I'm guessing he means how do you become a member? On the channel, on the main page of the channel, there should be a button that says join. You can become part of the Channel Nation. So you can become part of the of the channel. I think it's somewhat like I can't remember the price. I think it's you can become a member for like £2.99 a month. So if you do want to do that, then please go and do that if you can find it. I'm going to switch my background because I think it's affecting me. There we go. Hang on. Hang on a second. I think we're experiencing a few technical delays here. Hang on, let's have a look. Right, there we go. And then I'll change my virtual background to something else because let's have a look. Let's go with that. Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. Sorry, just got a few technical problems there. In fact, we'll go with that because it's different. So basically, yeah. Not there for me, mate. All right, I'll have a look after the stream, but it should be there. Which three decisions going to decide your season in League Two? Who do we sign? Who's our new head of recruitment? And what funds are we going to give Coppinger to give to McSheffrey to back him in the summer? we're not asking for a lot. It's League Two at the end of the day, so we're not exactly asking for a lot. You know, even if it's just a couple of £100,000, you know, maximum. You know, if we back Coppinger to give McSheffrey a maximum £400,000 maximum for a League Two club, that's still a decent budget. I think the budget in January was reported as something like £500,000. So that's just a report. It might not be true anyway, but you get my point. You get my point. But yeah, I feel like if we give them a decent budget for League Two, which I think we will do, if we give the head of recruitment job to someone who's got a lot of experience, and then we sort of give the head of recruitment, you know, the tools to succeed as well, then I think we'll be in a much better position. Hello there, how are you? I'm just going to turn my camera off for a second, just because I need to sort something out. Just need to sort something out. Hang on, let me just... I'll turn my camera back on, but obviously it's a bit of a different... You get what I mean? I'm going to put it up a bit, and then that should perform better. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Literally, I've all tried to work this out at the last moment. So, there. I've gone back to that, just because it makes a lot of sense. So, yeah. For me, it's been... Like I said, it's... right out of recruitment, give the manager exactly what he wants. Well, give the head of football the right funds to give to the manager. And, you know, just make the right recruitment in terms of players. You know, just make the right recruitment. Do I want to see some youth? Yes, I do. I want to see some permanent youth or younger players. In fact, you know, hang on. I'm going to try and cut the background. So yeah, for me, I feel like it's one of those really. For me, I would like to have us actually give ourselves some good recruitment. Like I said, a bit of experience. And for me, I think that would be the best way forward. I think that would absolutely be the best way forward. And like I said, for me, it's just one of those things really where it's something we're going to do. It's something we've got to do. And, you know, the only way we're going to definitely improve on this squad is to back the manager with exactly what he needs and what the people in charge needs to give him. Charlton, my team has said that Gunter, Watson aren't getting new contracts. I did see that. On online this past week, and you know, I maybe that was the right decision. You know, experienced heads, you know, been there for a while, not really giving the impact. Hello to Doncaster on tour, welcome. But yeah, so I thought I'd bring you this news today from Doncaster Rovers. I do have the official statement from the club, and it reads as follows. Let's get it up on here. I thought I could get the full version up on this computer, but I'm going to get it up on the website through my other device. So obviously, Free Press have reported it in the last few hours, and obviously the club have announced it. So basically, the statement is what you're reading at the bottom. So let's go through this statement, shall we? So Doncaster Rovers can confirm the departure of talent identification manager Graham Younger. Everyone at the club would like to thank Graham for his work and wish him well in the future. As part of the reorganisation of the club's football operation, the structure of the recruitment department is currently under review. The process of recruiting a new individual to lead the department is underway. Now, the first bit is really interesting. As part of a reorganisation of the club's football operation, the structure of the recruitment department is currently under review. hopefully that's a sign that they're changing the way they do things in terms of recruitment and improving their recruitment strategy, which for me would be a massive, massive, massive plus for this football club. Doncaster really need Anderson. Taylor not going to be back. Fajiri for me, I think's gone. I think John Taylor will still be here. And if you want me to be brutally honest, I think Tom Anderson's going to go. I don't think he's one of the ones that will sign a new deal for me. I could be wrong, but me personally, I just feel like he's not one of the ones that would sign a new deal for me. Corey Blackett Taylor, who is our best player, is linked with championship clubs. Horton, who was it, shouldn't be ashamed. He put in a star-studded performance against us, Corey Blackett Taylor. So yeah, that's my stance on Anderson and that. Goalkeeper Mitchell. I think Mitchell. 18 upper. I think Mitchell's proved to be our proper number one, and we'll see what he does going forward next season. Big up to Ravi. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, guys, the link to come in is in the description down below, and it's also pinned in the chat. If you do want to donate your comment, then please do donate. Like I say, you can donate any amount of money on this live stream. We are going to be live for a good hour or so. So, under an hour. Let's say under an hour. So you can donate, even if it's just £1 or £2. So you can donate if you do want to, if that suits you. But now I'm going to go through my ideas for people that I would like to see apply for the job. Some people on Twitter were joking about saying me, but I've not got any experience. So what I've done is I've got 10 names. Now I'm not saying any of these are realistic or anything like that, but you be the judge of that. So first of all, the ex-Wolverhampton Wanderers scout and Charlton Athletic chief scout, Steve Head. Now, these are just 10 names that I've plucked out after doing a bit of research, not in-depth research, but just the right level of research for the first draft list. So Steve Head's one that I would go for. Lee Adam, ex-QPR and Middlesbrough scout. Andrew Main, ex-Brentford and Sheffield Wednesday scout. An ex-Brentford one would be a good option. Look at Brentford's recruitment over the last few years. Someone like Andrew Main would be a good one. The Spennymoor Town scout, ex-Spennymoor Town scout, Tommy Miller. Now, he's been at a couple of good clubs as well as Spennymoor, so I think he's an underrated shout. Ex-Arsenal scout Peter Clark. I think that's a very risky appointment with his experience, don't get me wrong, but used to be at Arsenal. That wouldn't be, Donny Rovers wouldn't be a massive draw for Peter Clark. Brian Flynn. Now, he's currently at Colchester, but I think we could pay the compensation for him. And I think Brian Flynn deserves a decent shot. Tony McAndrew, ex-Villa scout and under-18s manager. Again, that's a very unrealistic one, a very high-level one, and I think would be a decent shout if we can get him. Kevin Reeves, ex-Luton Town and Everton chief scout. Now, he's someone who's been chief scout. Like I said, Luton, Everton, been around the block, so I think he'd be a good option there. Omar Yabrudi, ex-Palace and Nottingham Forest chief scout. Again, someone who's been there and done that. And then finally, the ex-Arsenal scout and Reading manager, Brian McDermott. I think, again, that would be a great appointment for League Two. Someone who knows the Football League, someone who obviously just had a goal notification, 3-1 Blackburn against Preston. So very good for Blackburn. But yeah, I think that someone like Brian McDermott would be a very good appointment in terms of Football League experience. Now, obviously, Brian Flynn sticks out, Brian McDermott, Tony McAndrew to Villa fans. Andrew Main did a decent job at Bradford. Lee Adam, he's been round. Steve Head, Kevin Reeves as well. Omar Yabrudi. Could we go for Steve Walsh, technical director at Everton? Used to be. He used to be technical director at Everton. No, Steve Walsh is a very unrealistic one, but if you had the money, you'd go for Steve Walsh, wouldn't you? But that'd just be for probably technical director. I'm going to do some more in-depth research, though, sort of towards the next, week or two. Look for loan managers, look for recruitment analysts and things like that. Tom Anderson are, according to a journalist, strongly wanted by Charlton as backup centre half. Did speak about that in January. Would they go back in for him? I don't know. John to stay, Bostock to stay. To be honest, if I had to pick two players out of the people out of contract that I would stay, it would probably be John and Bostock. If you wanted a bonus option, people might hate me for this, but I would choose Barlow. Give him another season, see what he does. Mitchell is quality. He absolutely is. Sorry, didn't mean to just send that. Was going to try and write the squad we've got for next year. Never mind. Chell, friend of recruitment. Heard Cops wants connections with you, Chell. If he does, then fair play. In my opinion, I think we need 6 or 7 backup players next season, maybe just a starting left back and left winger, and the rest of the positions are fine. Personally, just 7 backup players for each: fullbacks, wingers, striker, and goalkeeper. I know some insides of Charlton on the list of defenders Charlton have is Bella, Horton, Wilson, Anderson. Interesting. So guys, what do you think? What would you say to some of those options? Steve Hedge, your Tony McAndrews, your Brian Flynn's, your looking at the other options. Kevin Reeves, Brian McDermott, Steve Headley, Adam. Comment down below if you would take any of those options. For me, I'd look at Brian Flynn. I'd look at Tony McAndrew especially. You know, he might be the most unrealistic out of a lot of them, along with maybe Brian McDermott, technically, and Peter Clark. But if you want to spend a little bit of money on a high level chief or a head, then I'd look at Tony McAndrew, Peter Clark, Brian Flynn, Brian McDermott. I'd be looking at those 4 as your top choices, your high-level choices. Tony McAndrew, you know, he's been around the block. You know, he's been with Villa. He knows what it takes to be at the high levels. Andrew Main, again, like I said, comes from Brentford. Decent setup over there the last few years, last decade at least. So, again, Andrew Main wouldn't be out of the question for a good option. Brian Flynn would be a message to other clubs that you look to smash the league. Absolutely. He's with Colchester right now, but Colchester haven't really got the best owners, have they? Let's be perfectly honest here. I think people will admit Colchester's not got the best owners, but Brian Flynn has got a decent, record. So for me, he'd be someone that I would be looking at, especially since we're going to be in the same division as Colchester. So it'd be very fun for Colchester, actually, because we'll get to see Brian Flynn come back to the stadium 8 years or so after he left. So that'll be a nice reunion next season. Got a few reunions next season, haven't we? Bradford, Richie Wellings at Leyton Orient, Brian Flynn at Colchester as a scout. So few reunions next season. That's what could make League Two. If we're staying in League Two for a year and we go up next year, we'll look back on that year in League Two and think, it wasn't the biggest league in the world, but at least we had some fun memories and some great reunions. Wellings, Flynn, Bradford, reunion with Crawley after years, Stevenage after years. First trip to Stockport since 2005. There's some good reunions going up next season. So, we'll look back. And obviously some new clubs as well. Barrow, Harrogate, Sutton United. There's some good clubs in there. So, I'm looking forward to it. But no, I like I said, I think there's some decent options in there. And I think that, if you play your cards right and you bring in the right person, there is absolutely no doubt. I reckon we could appoint someone good. If you play your cards right and you let Cops if you let Cops make the decision on who he wants, he'll bring in someone good. I think he's already wielding the axe on Graham Younger. He's already wielding the axe and taking no prisoners and putting on the pressure on Graham Younger and getting him gone. So for me, he's already succeeding with his first decision, taking out someone who helped bring in 22 players over the next 12 months, who most of them have done barely anything. So, you make the ruthless decisions and you get rid of people that don't need to be here. Also, a crew reunion from our draw, loss, and win against them this season. Yeah, that's very, very true. That's very, very true. But no, guys, what do you guys think? Comment down below. Obviously, you can super chat your chat if you do want to. Obviously, the super chats will come up on my screen if they do get sent in. So yeah, if you do want to get involved, guys, then super chat, comment, use the StreamYard link, call in and have your say. We're still going to be live for about 45 minutes, so there's plenty of time for you guys to call in. So yeah, it'd be really great to get you guys on. And like I say, you can super chat your questions if you do want to, and donate a couple of quid if you do want to. I want to try and get some more people on. I want to try and message some people, try and get some people on. Charlie, you must remember our board hasn't got a great record of backing managers, cheap option, mate. I get that. I do get that. But like I said, if they're going to give Coppinger the power and he appoints someone good, then that's maybe a sign that they're backing Coppinger, which, I have said for months, though, the director of football role or some kind of head of football role is the model that I want to go down. So now they're finally going down this model. If they back Coppinger with a decent appointment, that shows that we've got a chance. We've got a chance of getting back on track long term. Sorry for your loss against sorry for losing against Morecambe. We were S. Sorry to you, all of you. No worries. Morecambe deserve to stay up, to be honest. I think they've got a decent strike. They've got a brilliant striker in Cole Stockton, who was robbed of League One League One Team of the Season role. He was robbed of that. It shows that Coppinger is acting ruthlessly and harshly in his new position at the club. He shows he will do anything for success long term at the club. Absolutely. Where's Super Chat getting donated to you, pal? The Super Chat button gets donated to me personally, the channel. So when you do a Super Chat, like here, RW Gaming, thank you very much for £1.79. So basically, you can super chat your questions. You see the big channels do it as well. So you super chat your questions and the money goes into the channel, but I will use the money to go towards other things when I get the chance to get it out. But yeah, if you do guys want to super chat, then please do that. Hashtag back cops, says Joseph. Absolutely back cops. Keep up the good work, Charles. Smashing it, says RW Going. Thank you very much for your £1.79 donation, mate. Much appreciated. First ever super chat on the channel. I can't believe I'm actually sitting here 2 years after I started this channel saying super chat, £1.79. Even if it's just £1.79, that's still the first super chat on this channel 2 years after its creation. That's unbelievable. So thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate that. But yes, guys, again, I'll highlight this again. What are you thinking about this, about the next head? Who should be coming in? I've given you my list of 10 names. I've sort of whittled it down to a sort of top 4. If you want me to eliminate one from that 4, if you really want me to whittle it down to a top 3, and just to remind you of what that list of 4 was, it was Tony McAndrew, Peter Clark, Brian Flynn, and Brian McDermott. Andrew Main, if you want to make it a top 5. I would take Peter Clark and Tony McAndrew out of that list, and I maybe do Brian Flynn, because I think he's happy at Colchester. So take Brian Flynn and take Brian Flynn and Peter Clark out of that list. You've got Andrew Main from Brentford, Tony McAndrew, who used to be at Villa, and Brian McDermott from Arsenal. Brian McDermott, like I said, masses of football experience, English Football League experience. Tony McAndrew, high levels at Villa, knows what to do to succeed. Andrew Main comes from the Brentford setup, knows what he's doing. You aren't relegated yet. You can win the last 2 and the others losers. Yeah, but we've got to win by like 27 goals or have like a 27-goal swing, that kind of thing. Nice, I'm with you, mate. Thought you were doing a bit of fundraising for East Trust. Will you do media for that? Get raking it in for yourself, mate. No worries, mate. Thank you. I will be donating some of it to East Trust. I'm going to donate some of it to East Trust because I think if they've given me this opportunity, surely I've got to pay them back. Another super chat from RW Gaming, £1.79. Thank you very much. Ted thinks you should go for it. He's a fan of you. To be fair, a couple of people have said on Twitter tonight, why don't you go for it? And I'm like, well, why don't I? We need someone who knows how to avoid signing flops and bottle jobs. Absolutely. You look at some of the experienced players that we've got playing at this club now. Bostock, Clayton, Rowe, Mitchell, those people want to fight. Those people want to stay here and fight. Clayton, Bostock, Rowe, Mitchell, those people want to fight, and they want to fight big time. Getting some more experienced people, as well as your development players, as well as your your development players, your youthful players, then you've got a decent short-term and long-term squad. It's so bloody simple. It's unreal. Football is not rocket science. It is simple logic. Obviously, it's a bit more stricter than logic and simple logic, but only if you make it difficult yourself. So we've got to make it easy on ourselves. We need some. Yeah, I've already said that. Get yourself in, man. I think that's Clayton. I think it's not good enough. Get Gunter in. I prefer Adam Clayton, to be honest. Unless you mean Claydon. What's the latest on Ben Close? We missed him for the lot after the season. I think he's back in pre-season. I'm not too sure when, though. I think he might be back in a certain part of pre-season. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, guys, if you do want to share your thoughts, do use the StreamYard link for you to come on and have your say. I am going over to another stream at 9 o'clock, so get ready for that. What do you think of the Love Charles stickers? I appreciate them. Thank you very much. If it's hate towards Dapper, then I don't really agree with that, because 18 Dapper's a brilliant content creator. I do my best. He's a brilliant content creator. We have our own styles, and it's a love-hate. YouTube is like a love-hate. It's like Marmite. YouTube is Marmite. Love them or hate them. There's no real in-between, unless there's a really rare in-between. I do want to get the in-between, but I also want to get the love. I don't mind the hate. But YouTube is like Marmite at the moment. You either love it or you hate it, and it barely seems like there's in-between at the moment. And I don't mind whichever way you think. So, but there's no reason for hate to if there's abuse that's going way over the line towards someone. I don't agree with that. Even if they're loving me and hating someone else, I that's just still over the line. But I do appreciate the love Chell stickers. The hate Dapper ones, I don't know. He's a decent. He's a wonderful guy and a great content creator. So I think we should respect everyone's opinions. Clayton has been class last few games, and personally think you're wrong. Chalon Barlow, his pants is in the same bracket as Hutton and Jens. I get that, and I do get that. And to be fair, there's a lot of things that have played into Barlow having a bit of a 50-50 season, to be honest. He has had good spells, don't get me wrong. He's had some good spells or performances or halves of performance. Has he had a consistent 90 minutes of good performance this season? No. For me, would I mind either way whether he stayed or went? Not really. But I would like Barlow to be given at least another season. Just even if it's just as backup, even if it's as backup winger to either some new signings or Taylor or whoever's starting on the wings. Even if he was backup and getting the odd cup game, etc., and just shone a bit in that, then I'd prefer that. Even if it was just a 12-month contract. Clayton has been the difference in performance levels over the past games. Exactly, mate. Exactly. I think Clayton's been one of the bar setters at this club for the past few games in terms of performance, leadership, getting the team on side. If you get coaching badges and manager licenses, you could go for the Doncaster Rovers manager job. At least you'd be better than McSheffrey. I don't know if I'd be better than McSheffrey. I think he is improving. I think what I've noticed over the past few games with McSheffrey is he's starting to improve his style of play, his football. And I think it's because players have been more match fit. There's been players that have switched on over the last few games. Obviously, it's too little too late, but, I at least they're switching on now. It gives us momentum going into next season to try and bounce straight back up. So I think McSheffrey's style of football is getting better, and we're playing a better style of football. We're starting to see a bit more of the attacking identity come out again. It's just a case of consistency now. Consistent 90 minutes. YouTube is subjective, buddy. Some like me, some like you. Good thing about it is people can scroll by. Keep up the good work, fella. Thank you very much, 18 Dapper. You are absolutely on the money. But yeah, guys, if you do want to call in, like I said, StreamYard link is in the chat. Come on and have your say. It would be amazing. I'm going to contact some people because I do want to get some people on. I might do a Twitter space at some point today as well to speak more about this as well. But but yeah. Try and get some people on at some point. I'm going to contact a few more people. See where they're at. Keep commenting, guys. By all means, keep commenting. It'd be great to get more of your questions. Like I say, if you've got any super chats, then please do hit the donation button. They can be however many you want. So yeah. But yeah, I think it's been interesting. I think it's been like I said, an interesting time at the club at the moment. I think it seems ever since Coppinger's been appointed, it seems like things have been going on the up slightly. Not a lot yet, because we're waiting to see the actual replacement for Graham Younger. But I think just by getting rid of Graham, I think things are starting to go on the up. For me, Mitchell, Olowu, Williams, Younger, Noyle, John, Clayton, Rowe, Bostock, Close, Taylor, Griffiths are a cracking nucleus for League Two. Just needed a striker, in my opinion, and another good winger. I would also say, Andrew, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I would also say a left back and a goalkeeper. I know we've got Jonathan Mitchell. That's fantastic. But if Jones hasn't signed a new contract, which I think he probably will do. Other people won't like that, but I think he probably will do. But I think for me, I believe that I still think we need a second goalkeeper. I still think we need a second goalkeeper. Just something like that, like a second goalkeeper. Sort of compete for that first place, because I would rather have two keepers, first team quality, battling it out for the number one spot, and both of them getting an equal amount of games. I'm sure we'll have a look at some goalkeepers that are, that are available. It depends. It depends what kind of goalkeeper you want to get. Do you want to get a development goalkeeper? Do you want to get someone experienced? It depends what you go for, really. I've enjoyed following your content for almost the whole season now. You keep it interesting and engaging and have a lot of football knowledge as well. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Love Chad, love Dapper, love Doncaster Rovers Fan TV. Love it, Ted. Loving the chat. Brilliant. Hey up, Ali. How you doing, mate? So like I said, it's all about recruitment. All about recruitment. That's what we're going to do. Bring in the right person and just go for it. Just absolutely go for it in recruitment. Bring in the right person. Bring in someone with the right football knowledge that can get this club forward, get this club going forward, or help it go forward. And bring in that person that will make the decisions, make the great decisions to get us moving again. Like I said, I did say in the past, though, maybe it was time we took a step back to take a step forward. So you never know, do you? We're going to bring Joe onto the show now. Joe, how are you?
I'm all right, mate.
So Graham Young has gone.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
They said they were going to bring in another role, didn't they, to replace him?
Yeah. So as part of the reorganisation of the structure, they're going to the recruitment structure is of the football club's under review. The player recruitment structure is under review, and they're bringing in a new lead. And they've started the process of recruiting a new lead for the new recruitment department.
I think that if you've got a manager and the head of football, you don't really need that. I don't think.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but it could be just a different name. It could be a chief scout. It could be either a new talent head with a slightly different aspect to the role, or it could be a chief scout.
Yeah, a chief scout, yeah, but someone who's better than Graham Younger.
Yeah, I did bring some names up that can do that role. Tony McAndrew, who was at Villa, Brian Flynn, who's currently at Colchester. Obviously, we know Rovers all too well. Brian McDermott used to be a manager. Obviously, used to be Arsenal scout as well. Peter Clark used to be at scout at Arsenal as well. So there's some high-profile names that I could go for. Andrew Main, part of the Brentford setup a few years back. And that setup's always great around there. So there's a few options out there.
Has Graham Younger been sacked or has he left?
The club said he's left immediately, which says to me, I think they've got rid of him. I think Coppinger's got rid of him, which I think for his first decision is a good one.
It is, yeah. What has he done apart from sign like Dodu, Vilka, Chuka, and Awua?
Well, he's signed 22 players in 12 months.
And not many have been good, have they?
I'd say 3, 4, maybe even 5 have made some kind of impact.
I agree.
And I don't mean impacts in one off and then a few games off and then another impact. I mean consistent, some kind of consistent impact. Only 3 to 5 players have made a consistent impact in spells this season.
Yeah, I agree with you, definitely.
So what are we? We're going to bring someone else in as well. We're going to bring in Jack. Jack, how are we doing?
Yes, lads. I'm a channeler.
Live, here we go. This is the first live with super chats as well. So I said before in the stream, you can donate. I've already had 2 donations already, £1.79 donations from RW Gaming, which is amazing. But yeah, feels weird saying that again. But Jack, Graham Young has gone. Sounds like he's been sacked, even though the club don't want to say he's been sacked. What we're thinking? Jack? I don't know if he's there.
Jack Bowling.
Jack? He's just left.
Jack, man.
McSheffrey needs to go, hit the ground running and push on in 2023. Absolutely, Paul. Couldn't agree more. Go for Shamanga at Chesterfield as they're not going up. That could be a good option, you know. That could be a good option because Shamanga was going to get the big move in January, but broke his leg or did something to his leg. So I don't know if his price tag's gone down or the interest has gone down in the summer or what. But Joe, Joe, would you go for Shamanga if the price was right?
Yeah, why not? What were I going to say? Do you think McSheffrey should stay next season?
Yeah, I reckon so. He's been playing better football the last few weeks. Hey, we've got 2 donations. Dylan sent in £1.
Hey!
And now he's donated £2 saying, "See." So that's That's now two donations, £1.79, a £1 and a £2. That's amazing for the first show with Super Chats. That's brilliant.
Nearly paid for your Oxford ticket.
Thank you very much, Dylan, and thank you very much, Harley, for those donations.
Well
who's
done,
that
Dylan.
sexy man on the right? Have my kids. I agree. He's ruined the latter half of the season and made his signing struggle at the club with his lack of coaching ability. Well, now he's got the tools around him. He's going to have a new recruitment at the top, a new head of recruitment at the top, with Coppinger to work with as well. I think McSheffrey should be given the season next season. And if we are not at least in the top 7, minimum top 7, maximum title, if we're not in the promotion spots, then McSheffrey if we don't get promoted next season or even the season after that, McSheffrey will need to go. But I'm going to stick with the Neil Critchley at Blackpool example. 1.5 years at the club and turn Blackpool around after when they just got their new ownership as well. I know we haven't got a new ownership, but give McSheffrey the full season, then they'll have the 1.5 years of time. If it still hasn't worked, let him walk with his dignity. But again, it comes to that point we can't keep chopping and changing managers. So build on McSheffrey. If we have a good finish next season, we go back up as champions or something like that. Build on McSheffrey. Don't just get rid of him after promotion. Build on him, especially if we're playing good football. Because last time we were in League Two, we were sort of playing long ball, and League Two is very long ball. So if we're playing quick attacking football, we're going to be arguably one of the most exciting teams to watch in League Two next season. So if we keep on that style and make it even more exciting back in League One the season afterwards, if we get promoted, then build on that and keep McSheffrey because, it's going to take time, but we can't keep chopping and changing managers. Oldham have done that, and look what's happened to them with poor ownership. They're in non-league now. So we've got to build on a manager. It's got to happen at some point. Yeah?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, me and Bill were saying on Saturday, we'll watch it match, and we're saying that we've said if we could keep most of that squad, I know quite a few are going to go back, but if we could keep most of that squad, me and Bill were looking at a promotion side in League Two on Saturday. We were looking at a team that could be champions of League Two. That's what we thought we were watching on Saturday.
Yeah, Forest Green.
No, when we were watching Rovers, we were saying...
Oh, yeah, the Rovers one.
We were saying if we could stick like this, we could be contending for Champions League 2 next season. That's what we were saying.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. I think if we stick with McSheffrey and just build that recruitment up better, bring in a new head of recruitment that's way better, bring in great recruitment in the summer that's League One, League Two, high-level League Two, League One standard, then we've got a chance of being champions next season and not bottling it like we did a few years ago. And like I said, League Two is very long ball. We're building an attacking team going into next season. Play that kind of football again like we've done the past few weeks. Bring in the players to play that carpet football. And just, if we show that we can play that style of football consistently game after game, we could be an exciting team next season in League Two. It's just about a situation. I love Doncaster Rovers Fan TV. Says what the fans think, says Smithy. I have my own opinions and say what I think. It's pure coincidence. My opinion is similar to many other fans. Just happen to be critical of McSheffrey, and I've reached the point that I think he has to go. And that's fair play. That's fair play. Up the Chal. Are you still with Chantel? No comment. Dylan, the main man, says thanks for the gifts. No worries. Can't wait for Oxford. Been there when we were competing for 6th with Peterborough. Funny how those three stands. Absolutely. We're going to bring Matty into the show now. Matty, how are you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Graham Young has gone. Thoughts on that?
I think it had to be done at the end of the day, and I think it's a wise and a good start from Coppinger. Positive.
Yeah, and looking at some of the names that I've sort of talked about, Andrew Main from Brentford, Tony McAndrew from Aston Villa, Brian Flynn, who's been at the club before, Brian McDermott. Is there any names out there that could strike you as good sort of talent identification, head replacements, or chief scouts that could replace Graham in this sort of reorganisation of the recruitment team?
I'm not sure. Obviously, I ain't got a wiser mind like you, but obviously you're very smart at what you do. Obviously, I know a lot about football, but not obviously head of transfers or whatever this is. I think as long as we bring in a good man, and as you said, the man that we had before, Flint, you said, if we bring him in again, I think he could do a good job. But who knows? Whoever we bring in, you've got to back him at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think before Graham Younger, we had Adam Henschel for a couple of years, and even though during the Darren Moore reign it was a lot of loans. There were still quality loans when they were playing for Darren Moore. On the best day, they were good players. Taylor Richards,
Matt Smith
from Man City.
Matt Smith.
That was Matt Smith though, not Smatt Myth. That one.
Yeah, that was Matt Smith, not Smatt Myth.
Yeah, right.
You look at and Josh Sims as well. That were a
Oh,
good,
Josh Sims were quality.
before his injury, he was a brilliant player and
Yeah.
a great signing. And the best bit of business in January, before Darren Moore left a couple of months later, was actually keeping Matt Smith and Josh Sims longer than those first 6 months. So someone like Adam Henschel, but maybe just as good, if not better, would be the perfect replacement for me.
Yeah, definitely. But I've got another question for you. What's your opinion? Do you reckon John Bostock's staying or not? Because I tried asking him and he was ignoring me, and I felt like crying.
To be fair, at the end of the game, he did say we'll see what the club says and what they offer him. But for me, I have a gut feeling he's going to stay. I think he loves the club. He wants to build that partnership with Clayton. He wants to build that midfield up. And I think that Bostock's vital for the League Two next season.
I got told he's on 15 grand a week, but I don't believe it.
Nah, I wouldn't believe that.
Not a chance. It's not true.
Not for League One. No way.
No.
13 of the players that we have this season are leaving either by loans ending or contracts expiring at the end of the season. Most of the players that we played well recently will be gone next season. But some players will stay. Clayton will stay. John, in my opinion, will probably stay because I think he'll want to overcome this season of injury. Noel will still be here next season. Rio will build on this season's development and they'll build on it and try and get better. So Rio will still be here next season. Jonathan Mitchell, underrated signing of the season. Again, I think brilliant. Mitchell will be there next season. We know, no doubt. Go for that striker at Newport that we discussed, Chal, before betting game. Dom Telford. He would be a good option, but again, it depends on. I think he just came back from injury as well and sort of tried to get back into the flow of things towards the end of the season with Newport. So, do we risk that injury record with Dom Telford? I don't know. But, I wouldn't mind if we saw someone like Dom Telford or Matt Stevens from Forest Green. Very good signing. Anyone but Devante Cole, he was god-awful. Well, he didn't do amazing.
No, Tyler. No, he's got good potential.
I think Rio's got potential. We'll see what he does. Second season syndrome next season. We'll see where we overcome that. Do you think Matt Stevens would be good? I think he would be. I think he's proved at Forest Green that he can score a load of goals in football. Yeah?
Jack Bowling's got a new champ for you.
Yeah, he has. He goes, signed on a free from KFC. I'm Charlotte.
Chalahedge talking to Taylor pre-game on Saturday. Interesting conversation about how he's going to be back for pre-season on plan. Yeah, I was speaking to a few players, and there's definitely, hope that some of them will be back for pre-season. Anderson, if he's staying, he'll be back for pre-season if he's staying. Taylor, if he's staying, well, we know he's staying. Taylor will hopefully be back for pre-season. Fajiri, if he's staying, will be probably back end of pre-season if he's staying.
Do you reckon
Ben Close will hopefully be back in pre-season if we don't have any more setbacks with him. So there's a few players, if they're staying, that will come back. If, let's say, Anderson goes, Fajiri goes, and Close and Taylor are the ones staying, those two I think will be coming back towards pre-season. So I think that's obviously good news. I'm going to bring Dylan into the show now. Dylan, how you doing?
Hiya, Chal. You all right, mate?
Yeah, thanks for the donation, by the way.
No worries,
Thanks for the gift.
I think we should stick with Dudu for at least for pre-season.
The gifts.
He scored a good goal on Saturday, but I think for me, just backup striker.
Joe, do.
Anything on Joe Wright? Right, I was speaking to Joe before the match, and I said to you, I did ask Joe, "Are you going to come back next season?"
No, I'm not.
Well, he said we'll see. We'll see what happens. So it didn't give anything away or anything like that. Like I said, we still got that rehabilitation contract with Joe Wright, so we'll see what happens with that. But for me, I'd like to see Joe Wright come back, even if it's just to be backup centre back or be a part of a competitive back four.
Ciao. I reckon we go for his name's Keeler Dunn for Oldham. He's like a proper bagsman, and I think he'd be perfect. I'd spend all my budget on him. I think he's quality.
Well, Oldham have got a couple of players that I think should be playing with Oldham next season. I think Bahambula, Keller Dunn, There's a couple of
Caleb
players that I
Unscully.
think shouldn't be playing for Oldham next season that I think would be good in this squad. Also, look at the Vanarama National League as well. There's a couple of good non-league to football league stories.
Tishamanga up front at Chesterfield.
Tishamanga.
Yeah.
There was someone who
I want Liam Mandeville back.
Liam Mandeville. He runs like he is in his pants until he's about. Dude did all right. To be fair, best game of the season. Yeah, I think Saturday it was his best game of the season. But I think consistently, I think he's back.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Who gave Ben Jackson man at match?
I was surprised about that. I was expecting it to go to Clayton, to be honest, or Mitchell.
You were awful, wasn't
I wanted it to go to Dodo, me.
Same.
I think Ben Jackson did all right. I didn't think he did badly. I think he did all right, but not over Clayton or Mitchell.
Do you know what is a bad thing? Do you remember that sitter we missed against Wimbledon? That probably would have kept us up.
Yeah, and not conceding 4 goals in one half to Morecambe as well. I feel bad for Teller being in the car with Anderson and Wright. Just the height conversations were bullying. Oh, brilliant! We need a better strike. We need a better striker, says Harley. Yeah, I think give Rio a partner or some competition next season. I think we'll make him work better. Even Jackson was surprised by it, wasn't he? Sign on a free. Yeah, I love that.
FC.
I love
it.
But yeah, it's like I said, the main conversation to today's stream was all about the departure of Graham Younger. For me, I think it is the right move. Like I said, he's only been here a year, but 22 players in 12 months, only 3 to 5 of them at best having some kind of consistent impact in spells. Not good enough for me. So maybe Coppinger made the ruthless decision, and it was the right one. Nick says priority for me is an experienced left back like a Dean Barrett type. That for me is a position that I want to fill the most. Yeah. Danny Andrews out of contract this summer. Bring him back. Bring back Danny Andrews. Why not?
Free kick masterpiece him.
Exactly. And look at Johnny Hass as well. York City youth, 18 years old. Bring him in.
Are we signing him?
30 yards out of contract in the summer. Could be worth a few million in a few years. You know, if you bring in someone like Danny Andrew or someone of that experience, and then you bring in a Johnny Hass, an 18-year-old with potential, then you've got your short term and your long term secured. And that for me is good recruitment. That's the secret to good recruitment. Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
What do you think, that Alfie May didn't get it League One team at season?
I think both him and Cole Stockton was robbed.
It's ridiculous, I think.
I think McJeffrey were as well as manager.
For closing the gap from 11 to goal difference in the space of 6 months. It's an achievement, but over Liam Richardson winning the title for Wigan, I probably would say it was the right manager. 1 win was the difference between us and safety. It's silly. Exactly. It really, really is. What about David Ajiboye at Sutton? Looked brilliant first off against Rotherham.
Good shout. Good shout.
Let me have a look at this guy. David Ajiboye.
Yeah, let's have a look.
What way day are you excited for most next season, Charles?
Stockport.
Very good shout, yeah.
2005. Harrogate, new club. Barrow, new club. Sutton United, new club. If they don't win the playoffs.
Barrow would make so much noise at Barrow. We'd look like prime Barcelona.
Yeah, it'd look like Arsenal against MK Dons. Yeah, David Ajiboye. So he started. He was part of the youth at Brighton. Then went to Worthing on loan. Then spent a couple of years at Worthing. Then came to Sutton United a couple of years back. Yeah, I wouldn't mind looking at him. I think he'd be an underrated League Two signing.
Yeah. Do you want to know a fact about Rovers? Yeah. Right. Basically, do you know when we played them in FA Cup Arsenal? Not FA Cup. Carling Cup. And we played them at their ground. We're not the least team to have fans at their, what's it called? Frankfurt are, because Frankfurt brung 0 because they weren't allowed in ground. Honestly.
To say we brought more fans than Frankfurt, I'll take that. Rio and Dadu both work out with someone rather than alone. Yeah, I'd say that. Board needs to go, says Tyler. Fair play.
Yes, Tyler Neto.
Joe's having a bit of a boogie there in the background.
Neto.
Mateusz Muzielowski from Liverpool can make a decent loan in. He's an attack-minded, creative central midfielder who can start attacks from nothing and link play brilliantly for his very young age. He's on my transfer shortlist on my early draft from months ago. You guys have been on the coach. You guys know that I've got him on my shortlist.
We know. We know about your shortlist.
He's someone I would bring in.
Bring in Luke Matheson.
Bring in Luke Weston in there.
No,
Luke
too
Matheson.
young. He's done now.
Luke Matheson scored at Old Trafford for Rochdale, and now he's on loan at
Don't care.
What would you do if we signed Werner on a free?
Oh, I'd love it. Finding Timo. What are you doing?
Why would we sign Timo, first of all? Number two, it would be a miracle. I think Tommy will retire next season. I don't think Tommy.
He's got a hernia, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, he's nursing that. He's going to have something like surgery done with it. I don't think he'll play on Saturday, Tommy. I think his season's over, but he'll be back for pre-season, hopefully. Josh Davidson on loan at Swindon, 8 goals in 16 games. Again, is that a good enough goal record? I don't know.
McCurdy from Swindon.
Yeah, again, that would be good. Danny Rose, Doncaster lad.
Yeah, bring him in.
He'll want a ridiculous
Louis
wage.
Tomlinson on the free.
Louis Tomlinson. Danny Rose, I really don't see that.
Jerry Yates, Donny lad from plays for Blackpool.
There's a few Donny lads in Football League, isn't there? Alex Cairns in goal at Fleetwood.
Alex Cairns, yeah.
He's a Donny lad.
Fleetwood, yeah.
I say we bring in Jody Jones.
The only doubt with me, though, about someone like Alex Cairns would be that we've got Jonathan Mitchell already, unless you want to bring in
Alex
someone who's
Moat.
compete for a place.
Don't replace Jonathan Mitchell, ever.
Jonathan Mitchell.
Jack, I know what you're trying to do with that comment. Don't. Read it for yourselves, and you'll know. Yeah, exactly. Shakir robbed, in my opinion, says Reese. It's because they don't play for a big club. Yeah. To be honest, Maguire would be a Tom Anderson replace.
Oh God!
I wouldn't take Maguire with a barge pole.
No,
would have got it if he wasn't called back. Maguire would play for Scunny. Yeah. I don't think he'd get even in Scunny's squad. Olo Fay and Craig Eastman at Sutton look good as well. Again, there's these players that are at clubs that are not big by name, but I think are decent run clubs, decent clubs overall, that would provide some kind of impact at a club like ours. Yeah.
I know someone who we might be able to get a loan, but people might not believe me. Yeah, his name's Jack Clark. He used to play for Leeds. He's on loan at Sunderland.
Sunderland.
And he's failed every loan he's gone to, and he's starting to downgrade leagues and leagues. So you never know. You know, if we're challenging, obviously straight automatics, we've got the team to do it. I think we could bring him in. Adam Clayton would be a cheeky little agent because he used to play for Leeds as well. You never know.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I know he's out of contract this summer. That would be a good addition to midfield. Johnny Howson.
Howson is a very good player.
It depends how much game time he's getting though, and if the wages are realistic.
He gets fair enough amount for Middlesbrough. He's captain, isn't he? So
yeah, so he'll probably sign a new deal anyway.
I think Paddy McNair will go Prem me.
Paddy McNair could be an option for Prem, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd look at getting Muzielowski on loan. I'd look at that Harvey Vale. I'd look at him.
Shout out, told Chal about him. Little wonder kid.
I know. I'd look at Harvey Vale. I would also look at getting Danny Andrew back. I think with Cops being ahead of football, I think it makes sense with him used to play with Danny Andrew. I think him together would be great.
Elise, that young West Ham centre back.
Ooh, that might be an option.
Yeah.
Jack Clark's parent club is Tottenham. Tottenham, good luck negotiating a loan or purchase with Levy and Parashiti.
It's right,
Paddy Lane from Fleetwood. Again, that might be a good option. Paddy Lane.
He's worth at least
Batty.
$2 million.
Daniel Batty.
He
was linked with us at one point.
Dan Crowley was at Cheltenham. I think he was on trial with us at one point last summer.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So that could be an option. I said Alex Cairns, Donny Lads. He's got a year left on his contract with Fleetwood. Does he want to move to from Fleetwood this summer? I don't know. But if you want I think if you're going to bring in someone to compete with Jonathan Mitchell in goals, not necessarily with Mitchell as backup to this guy, but if you wanted someone to compete with Mitchell for the number 1 spot, then I would bring in Alex Cairns. There is other goalkeepers out there, but Alex Cairns would be one of the options.
Where do you reckon Jones will go?
He'll either sign a new contract or he'll go. I personally think he'll sign a new contract, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went. But if you wanted to go for a goalkeeper to compete with Jonathan Mitchell, bring in Alex Cairns. He's born in Doncaster and knows this blood. Well, he's not been at this club before, but he knows.
He knows the club. Same as Jerry Yates. That if we bring in Jerry Yates, that's a steal. But obviously, it wouldn't happen.
Jerry Yates and Alex Cairns and people like that were born in Doncaster know how much the club means to the community in the town. So they know what it takes to play for the badge.
Brandon Orton, for example.
Bringing in.
Brandon Orton knows.
Yeah, he's out of contract. Would he sign a
I
new
like
one?
him.
No.
I think he needs that experience in League Two, and I think that's doing world of good.
Yeah. Probs won't happen either. Galbraith again or Herbie Kane again on loan. I mean, if Galbraith was to get loaned out to us again, that would be an absolute steal.
We could get Herbie Kane on loan. He's on loan at Oxford at minute from Barnsley.
Well, but Barnes is in League One. If they're not going to play him in League One, then who's to say League Two wouldn't be the best option? And because he's a former player of ours, we get first dibs on him for to get loaned out to a lower league.
Charlie, you want to be looking at players that have struggled with injuries as well, or have been on loan and struggled with injuries, because sometimes that little knockback gets them back into, you know what I mean? Gets them back into.
I wouldn't necessarily look for all of them that are struggling with injuries. I'd look for let me a couple, but. You worry with that injury record. You do worry with that injury record. You know, do you keep them on that injury track?
Yeah.
What about Harry Wilson? Oh, he's flying high at the top of the championship. He's got no chance of getting him.
I think there's some silly suggestions in here.
Yeah, Dapo off the lane's linked with championship.
Exactly, and if not championship, he'll stay with Bolton because they're flying high at the moment.
I do see Josh Martin returning.
Championship option.
Brewster.
I like Bert Lampard.
Why did you say Brewster?
Josh Martin, if he gets loaned out again and we get him then again.
I know who we could get. There's this Liverpool striker. He's German. He plays at Barrow, I think, on loan or something like that. What?
Glatzel. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Glatzel, yeah. Good for him. We could go for Barnsley sign like a few players. You know, a young there's this kid called Isaac Davey from Liverpool. He used to play for Liverpool. See you, Joe.
Yeah. I reckon so as well. Ryan Elliott's in the chat. Rotherham Main Football Club. We're all going on a League Two tour.
Charles, are you?
Yeah.
Alex Martin's a shout.
Is there any Scunthorpe players currently that you take next season?
Luke Matheson.
Never going out at league.
Luke Matheson.
Not really, to be honest.
That thingy were good. That centre back, and he went to non-league though. It's like your Begay Day or whatever. I can't remember his name.
Alex Martin would be a decent loan if Forest wants to loan him out, especially if they get promoted to the Premier League. Joe Pigott, if he wanted to step down and leave Ipswich, not because of the game time, then
Connor Wickham.
I'd like. You know what? I'd like Joe. If the option was there, I'd like him.
Jeff Cock. Niall Ennis.
Charlton wants Jack Clark apparently, so that'd be
Niall
interesting.
Ennis.
Yeah,
he's not getting game time.
We'll see what Plymouth does with him, depending if they go up or not. Jack, quickly return to the stream. Who are you thinking in terms of new players?
John at the back, Ennis in attack. We're Donny Rovers. We're on our way back.
Darren had a dream to build a football team.
In my opinion, we just must keep Joe Olowu or sell him for more than a bit of money. If you're going to sell him for a decent sum of money in the future.
Olowu's class, but no one rates
him. Overrated tosser, in my opinion.
Ryan Elliott.
Can we keep that language out, please?
There's little kids on
Ryan
there, Jack.
Kean Johnson, Rosington main keeper.
Oh my God, bloody hell!
What about Luke Weston?
Lewis Scorer, phone Collery.
Joe Pugh, who used to play for Rovers.
Well, but we're going to leave it there, guys, because I'm going over to another stream.
T-Mac McPherson, score for United.
Get T-Mac on this line.
But yeah, guys, thank you very, very much for coming on.
Cheers, Chow. Thank you, mate. All the best.
Cheers, Chow, mate. It's been much of a pleasure. I'll see you Saturday, pal.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you very much, Jack.
It's been a bit, Chow.
Thank you very much to everyone who's been watching this. Please do like, comment, subscribe. We'll do some more in-depth stuff on this as well. And for now, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan. Goodbye. Super,